Okay, and the last part of this tutorial, we're gonna get some white in there and we are gonna do some highlights. Okay, now as I pointed out earlier, I had this marker here. What I like to do is find my white pencil. I use Prismacolor pencils, and I also use these ones here. They're gallery pencils. Alright. They're just as good, but they're not oil-based like the Prismacolor markers are. My white pencil is actually a Crayola. It's a good brand too, but it's not oil-based. Oil-based just means it's easier to apply, and I really wish I still had my Prismacolor white, but it was eaten by a pencil sharpener. Anyway, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna find parts of this that acquire to our lighting capabilities, and we're just gonna go along the top here. You don't see it now, but when I do apply the Sakura pencil, it's instead of it bleeding right away, it's going to actually sit on top of the wax and build its paint color instead of going right through. And then on blue it shows quite nicely. It's not too bad. We got the white there on the shoulder. Just a little bit. Alright, and now we're going to move down here. Go on top of the bicep. It's okay to be sloppy with the white. It doesn't matter where the light's hitting, as long as you know which direction your light is coming from. Yeah, there we go. You can see the white in there now. Okay. Now we're going to go all over the pec muscle. Go up like that. Okay. And then all of this. Over the fingers, over the knuckles. Just make sure you remember where your light source is coming from. If you don't remember that, you're gonna mess up somewhere with your shading. Alright, now the white's starting to show up nicely. Alright. And we move up here to the shoulder again. Other shoulder this time. Go along his muzzle. The top of his muzzle. We went along his horns already, so we're going along the top of his ears here, and onto the inside of the tip of the ears. And then his nose. Can't forget the nose. And on the inside of the eye here, it's actually a difficult spot to get just because it's so small. We'll go over the eye again in the micron pen. You can see where the white is on there now. And move to his abs. It's another difficult spot to judge lighting, just because they're bulging muscles. So you can pretty much do what you want around abdominals. And then just around the genitalia here. And for all you immature people out there, I can hear you laughing. Alright. So we're getting some really nice shading in here now. Right in his hip. Up on the hip. Alright, and then we'll go right down on his thigh here. All the way down. Alright. That's pretty much all of his skin on the upper half. From what I can see. We'll color his armband and his earrings, whichever colors you like. I took out gold for his earrings, so let's do that. Go dot, dot, dot. line. Boop. Alright. And it's starting to bleed out of the beads just down here. Doesn't bother me. I mean, you can always fix these up with Photoshop and whatever. That's the armband. Let's do that in ruby, just to throw people off. It's a beautiful red color. It's gonna bleed outside of the lines. I can see it now. Okay, just to throw people off. Okay, and now with the white here on the tail, for those of you who have trouble with fur texture, don't worry about it. Just have at her. I mean, this isn't the permanent white base we have anyway, so just go along where the white finishes and then add some points to make it look like fur. There we go. Just throw in some white points here for fur texture. There you go. You see that there? Okay. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to break out the Pen Touch White. I've been having some troubles with this one too lately, see if it'll work for me. Okay, so we're just going to go up this way on the horn. You can see that's a better white. It doesn't look all chalky and stuff. Alright, and we're gonna, here we go. There we go, and right up the ear there. And then from here you just do whatever feels right to you, and got the white spot in the eye now. And put just a little one down there. There you go. Up there. And then you can push on it just a little bit with your finger and dull out the whiteness of it. And here we go, and right up the muzzle. Right across his nose. Push down, dulls the lightness of it. And go up the ear, up the other horn. Alright. That's all it really takes. Then you go along here with some fur texture. And with these pens, you kind of want them to bleed, because if they go on too light, it's going to bleed through anyway. And it's going to show the color in behind it. And go like that. And just on top of the tendon there. Right there. Top of the tendon. And then we're going to go down in a feather-like manner. Just cover all the little fur points there. Okay. And then on top of the tendon, on top of the tendon. Again, these pens bleed, so your black would bleed through it. It's not going to bleed through it completely, so you're going to have to go over it with your pen once more. But it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much work. Alright. Alright. So now, let's see here. Just a little bit around the collar. Just a little bit. Okay. And we've done his forearms. Shiny looking muscles. That's gonna bleed through, so that's not gonna look too bright. This feathering technique, it just requires you to do something like this.